What's going on, YouTube? This is Mag Dog TV coming back with another one. Browns receiver Jerry Jeudy was seen putting in some excellent speed drills, staying ahead of the game for the 2026 NFL season. Browns insiders and reporters all reacting to the offseason changes and moves that the Cleveland Browns are making, especially within the trenches, trying to protect Shedeur Sanders. Give him some time in the pocket, man, because that offensive line last year was horrible. Speak Easy podcast also spoke out on it. We also have Shedeur Sanders' friend, Max Crosby.
Every
Update.
other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go.
So once again, as I said before, we have a lot to discuss within this video. But before we get into anything, we're going to start with Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy has a lot of pressure on him ahead of the 2026 NFL season. In fact, Cleveland Browns are likely to draft a #1 wide receiver as far as Carnell Tate. That has definitely been ringing bells in Cleveland. So Jerry Jeudy understands that, and he understands he needs to step his game up a lot more. Jerry Jeudy was seen putting in extra work.
Outside. Good. Yes, sir. Yep. That night. Yep. Good throw, shoot. Yep. Move. Yes, sir. Ball. Yep. Yes, sir. Outside. Good. Yes. Over. Good job. Yep. Yes.
This is absolutely what I need to see coming from Jerry Jeudy. I feel like he's a wide receiver #2. In fact, if he feel like he's a wide receiver #1, then you do what you're doing right now. Put in the extra work. Show and prove us that you are a wide receiver 1, because I honestly believe the Browns are going to draft a wide receiver 1, maybe Carnell Tate, ahead of the season. So if you are Jerry Jeudy, instead of complaining on the sideline, leading the team in drops, leading the league in drops, put in that extra work and prove to us that you are a wide receiver one. But it starts with the trenches. I don't care what they have on the outside. If you don't have a very good offensive line, you're not going to be successful as a quarterback. In fact, Browns insiders and reporters all are reacting to what the Browns have done thus far in free agency when it comes to the offensive line. I'm going to play these video clips and let you guys see what they had to say, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts as we continue this video.
This team is setting up, putting the best 5 guys out there in whatever formation that looks like, especially on the interior. And when you're paying Elgton Jenkins $24 million over 2 years, he's got to be one of those best 5 guys.
Yeah, especially because there's $20 million guaranteed. If there weren't all that guaranteed money in the deal, then you might be thinking a little bit differently about it. But when they're throwing that much money at him, then he's going to contribute somewhere. As you mentioned, again, it could be center, it could be guard. This could signal the end of Joel Bitonio, perhaps. Not really sure. We still really don't know exactly what his decision is going to be, but it just seems like they're throwing so many bodies at the line that it's almost hard for me to imagine that he's coming back, but I don't know. I really don't know. It almost feels like it did back when Joe Thomas was retiring, and there was just radio silence for weeks, maybe even months. And then he announced his retirement. We couldn't get anything out of anybody. And it feels like that to me, like they're just setting it up for, for an announcement because Joel deserves that. So we'll have to see what that's going to be all about. But if nothing else, they're throwing a lot of bodies and a lot of money at this price.
If I'm Shedeur, I'm ecstatic. If I'm whoever's supposed to be the starting quarterback for the Browns, I'm ecstatic. The weakness for the Browns last year was the offensive line and it was the wide receiver position. But you got to remember, Browns got a new center. They got 2 new guards. They got a new tackle. You have the 6th overall pick. You get yourself another tackle. Then you have another first-round pick. You get yourself a wide receiver. And just like that, you've rebuilt your offense. You're going to return Quinshon Jenkins at running back. Make Jerry Jeudy your number 2. You get yourself a wide receiver 1. Maybe it's Carnell Tate. Maybe it's Tyson. You've revamped the offensive line. You'll probably have 5 new starters on the offensive line, of which you have hand-selected. You got a new head coach, of which you've hand-selected. Defensively, you're still stout. You still have Myles Garrett. You still have number 21, Denzel Ward. So if you are the quarterback for the Browns, if you're Shedeur Sanders, you're looking at yourself and you're saying, why not us?
I like that. I mean, the offense was bad
Yeah,
last year. So now you want the rookie to go out there and play well and do good, but the offensive line is not good. So I like this move. I think the defense is really, really good. They need some help on offense, and especially the offensive line. They need some wide receivers too, though. Like, and Jerry Jeudy, I think he's good. He could be better. And they need a true number 1. But the first thing you got to do is starts with the offensive line.
Absolutely.
Now, Elgton Jenkins reportedly in the mix. We've agreed to terms with former Packers center guard Elgton Jenkins on a 2-year deal. Former second-round pick of the Green Bay Packers in the 2019 draft. 2-time Pro Bowler, quite versatile. Played snaps at every position on the offensive line in his career, mainly a guard, but played center last year for the Packers. 6'5", 311. Has started 94 of the 96 games in his career. So that's 2 offensive linemen that we've acquired who are incredibly reliable. Thank you.
Yeah, Jenkins, Pro Bowler at guard, not as center. A lot of people seem to like him a lot better as a guard. I'll be curious to see if he is a guard or a center for us. If he was a guard, then he's a guard with some center ability. So you could look at it as, Luke Whippler would be your center, Jenkins and Zion Johnson would be your guards. Howard, your right tackle. Still need a left tackle. Tevin Jenkins has been brought in to be your swing guard.
Yep.
DeJuan likely would be your swing tackle. And then you still need to figure out the left tackle position. Do the Browns do that in free agency? Do they do that in the draft? That's what remains to be seen.
In addition to that, we signed a tight end. Jack Stahl signs a 1-year deal. 5-year pro, had stops in Philly, Miami, most recently New Orleans in 5 years, 28 catches. He did suffer a season-ending knee injury in week 17. Do we know what that injury is? Is it an ACL or is it a...
No, I hope he can pass his physical.
Just said knee injury.
Yeah, interesting.
Blocking tight end, inline tight end, kind of, you miss out on, Charlie Kohler ends up getting $8 million a year. I still think the Browns are going to go for, who's the guy from Ohio State? Not the main guy, Kaczmarek. I think the Browns.
Max Clare and then
I think Kaczmarek is somebody who's going to be on their radar to be in that role as well. This guy's a blocker. 11 catches in a season is the most he's ever had. Caught his first touchdown last year. But that's what he's being brought in to be, is kind of be that Charlie Kohler type for this team. And he's going to be competing to, make the roster. I don't think this is one of those where it's like, oh, we'll see what the contract is. But my guess is that's what it'll be.
Browns signed another offensive lineman yesterday, Elgton Jenkins, but they have 3 now in place. How does that, number 1, affect the draft, do you think?
They still haven't done anything at left tackle.
Right. So how does
that
it
answers that question.
So is there another free agent lineman coming, or now it'll be draft only? What do you think?
Well, until Rasheed Walker signs with another team, there's still a chance the Browns would get involved in that, which would open up then the draft to in my opinion, Carnell Tate. But we'll see how that goes.
From the sounds of it, we seeing a uphill. We seeing some positivity from the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are known to be a team that just lose. They don't make the right decisions, and everything is starting to show positive signs for the Browns. They are targeting the right positions. Now, if they was out there in free agency signing wide receivers, DBs, linebackers, positions that we know that they do not need, then I would be worried. But the fact that they are out here signing offensive linemen, that tells me that they are having their minds in the right areas when it comes to rebuilding a football team. And yes, we have to overanalyze this football team because they have a history of doing Browns things when it comes to being the Browns. So I'm loving the fact that they are trying to rebuild the O-line. And we just saw what Jerry Jeudy is doing right now as we speak. So if you go out there and you get Carnell Tate, oh my goodness, look out, because this team would be a sleeper for the 2026 football season. Moving forward, I'm going to give you guys a bonus clip. Max Crosby, who's very good friends with Shedeur Sanders, was treated very bad from the Baltimore Ravens. He was thinking he was going to join forces with Trey Hendrickson, yet they decided to part ways with him immediately during the contract process. I'm going to remind you guys Max Crosby's relationship with Shedeur Sanders. And then I'm going to play this video footage so you guys can hear Adam Schefter breaking down the very breaking news, popular topic right now amongst all football news when it comes to Max Crosby.
You had Shedeur on, and you kind of talked about you knew him from a young age. What were your thoughts on a full circle kind of moment where being able to see him step in and first start playing against him?
You know, he was poised for a young guy. That's something I wasn't surprised about. You know, he's used to being in big moments and, you know, those type of environments. And Cleveland fans are talking shit because you bumped Shedeur or something like that. Now, you could literally see us, like, laughing. We're fucking with each other. Like, that's, you know, our relationship. And then people kind of, you know, got to see the video after the game where we're, you know, kind of chirping back and forth. But respect the hell out of him. I'm happy for him. And I'm just happy he's getting an opportunity. You know what I mean? I want to see him win and do well, and I think he will.
Keep doing it that way. Why are you just trying to hit this at me, though? I was. That's all. That's what I do. Go on, boy. Nah. God damn. On, boy. I was trying. Hey. Great job. Hey, good dog. Keep doing it. Hey. I was on his eye today. Oh, no. I was throwing his little eye. Hey, I was on his eye. I love, for sure.
Trey Hendrickson signing. Congratulations, by the way. I know you're on that for the entirety for $112 million. Our source says are telling that Trey Hendrickson was basically thinking about playing alongside Max, right? But the decision to go with Trey and keep both first-round picks is certainly what the public narrative is. So I think it's a fascinating little situation where it felt like the Ravens were definitely talking about having Max and Trey, but then they pull out of the Max deal and get Trey, and everybody's like, oh, they fucked Max for Trey. How should we kind of read this, you think, Shefty?
Well, I think that's exactly it. Trey said that his understanding was when he was thinking of going to Baltimore, the idea was to team up with, again, I think he's happy to get his business taken care of first and foremost, but I think it started out when the conversation first started, he thought that there was the real possibility he was going to be playing with Max Crosby if that was the route.
The first person in building for the Raiders this morning to continue rehab.
That is absolutely messed up, but can you guys imagine Max Crosby lining up on the opposite side with Myles Garrett? You guys know he's very good friends with Shedeur Sanders. I'm just throwing that out there now. I'm not saying that it's a possibility because we know about the Browns' contract situations and their salary cap with Deshaun Watson. But if they were able to manage a deal to get Max Crosby on that defense, that would be absolutely insane. Just throwing it out there, man. Who knows what can happen, but just kind of keeping you guys up to date with everything surrounding Shedeur Sanders, the Cleveland Browns, and much, much more. If you guys like this video, definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell. That way, every time I upload a new video covering Shedeur Sanders, you guys will see it. Also, hype this video. That way, YouTube could push it out further for more Browns supporters, Shedeur Sanders fans. All of them can join us as far as this Mag Dog TV community. Mag Dog TV out. Until next time. Peace.